I got an update from IRCC for your application today. Your work permit has been approved.
Thank you, Jesus.
So I got an update from IRCC.
Yes. Oh, wow, ma, what is the response? Hey.
It's been approved.
Yes. Allah, what? Oh, God.
Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I'm based in Nova Scotia, Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my experiences about life here in Canada. Also, I do a bit of immigration because I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant at RCIC. As an RCIC, I help you with your visa applications to come to Canada for visit, for study, to live here, to work here. I can help you with any of those visa types, okay? Also, I help you with your school admissions as well to school in Canada, for diploma, for undergrad, for masters, for PGD. You know, I'm your plug for all of that. In this video today, I'm here to talk about a myth that people believe about Canadian immigration. And the myth is that once a student is here studying, their spouse automatically gets a work permit or a visa to visit. That's not always true. They are eligible for that for sure, but they are not automatically granted visa just because their spouse is schooling. So that's a myth I thought to address today. People will say, once I'm studying here, it means my spouse automatically, once I apply for him or her, or my kids, they get a visa approved. No, I've had people who have been refused visas, even though their spouse was schooling here. Their spouse was refused, their kids were refused as well. So I started talking about this myth and addressing it. I'll also be sharing a visa approval I got for one of my clients who was previously refused visa, and then they got approved today. So I thought to do the video today. So that inspired me to do the video today actually. So these clients came to me first of all in August of 2021. He told me, oh, she's now still schooling here. She just got married, and once she got married, she got approval first, and then she got married afterwards before she came here. So I asked her, did you inform IRCC of this, your marriage, before you came to Canada? She's like, oh no, I don't know that I have to tell them. Like, by law, once your marital status changes, or even you give birth to a child, or anything at all happens, anything material happens to you, you have to inform IRCC of that change. So I told her first things first. So she called me so she reached out to me so she could apply for her spouse to come and join her. So I told her first things first, you have to establish the fact that you are married to IRCC, because right now to them you're single. So you have to tell them that you got married before you came to Canada. So that has to be addressed first. She's like, oh, that she didn't know that. Well, you have to do that first. I sent her the link, how she has to go about that. She did that and told me, oh, I've done that. Okay, that's good. Now we can apply for your spouse. I didn't hear from her until after she came to me in August 2021, and then she came in July. She didn't even come to me. It was her spouse that emailed me, and they copied her that, oh, hello, my wife had spoken to you before, had a decision with you before, and you told her to do XYZ. She's done it. And then we applied when you told us, and we applied afterwards, but sadly I was refused. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Also, how may I help you? They're like, oh, they would like me to, you know, represent him in this. So the lady is the student, and the spouse is the husband, and the spouse is in Nigeria. So I told them, okay, let's get started. So they retained my service in October of 2021. That was last year, and we got started. So I told him what they have to send to me. I'm trying to even get to that. So let me tell you the reasons that this person was refused. I wrote that. Okay. So the reasons so there were 4 reasons why this person was refused. So before I even got these actual reasons, they had received the refusal letter that was generic. It was just like, we refused your visa because you don't have enough funds, and all of those generic reasons. So I told him that that's not enough, that we have to get to the nitty-gritty as to the actual reasons why it was refused. I told them we have to request for a GCMS note first of all. So that took a while before it came, maybe about a month or 2. So I told them, we have to be patient. We have to get these reasons, because going to reapply again without getting the GCMS note is like going to the market blindly. I don't work like that. Like, I have to be able to address the reasons first off, then we can try our best to submit a solid application. So that came, I think that the GCMS note came in October or so, and they retained my services in October to represent him for the new application. Mind you, in the first application that I was refused, it was a visit visa. So I told them that you don't have to. So I told them that what's your plan? His plan is to come work here. I told them applying for a visit visa will not get you a work permit to be able to work. So I think they said that maybe they heard that you should apply for visit to make it easier or faster. Like that's also another myth. Whether you apply for visit or for work permits, if they want to refuse you, they will refuse you. But as a spouse of a student here, you are eligible to both of them. But I always tell my clients, if your goal is to come live here and work here, just apply for work permits than doing visits and then coming here and then applying for work permit again, wasting time, effort, and even money, because you have to pay for the fees to apply for work permits. I always tell my clients, if you have what it takes, apply for work permits once and for all. It's only if you have no plans to live here. So if people don't have plans to work or live here, their plan is just to come see their spouse and then go back. So if that's your plan, by all means you can do one for visit, okay? So but if your plan is to come live here, work here, do work permits, if you meet the requirements. Now, so back to the reasons in the GCMS note, which was different from what was in the refusal letter. I mean, not different, but it was not as detailed, you know. So number one was that as a travel history, that he have travel history. That's one. And then number two was funding. They said that it's him and his spouse didn't have enough funding to take care of his expenses. Because he had said he was coming to visit for 2 weeks, so they said that he doesn't have enough money for the visit. Both him and his spouse, who is a student here. That's number two. Number three was that he has a strong family ties in Canada. That's actually very funny because his wife is here. Yes. So why would they now say that's the reason why they don't want to give him visa? Like, it doesn't make sense. But they always say that sometimes, right? And the fourth one is that he does not have proof of establishment in his home country. He's from Nigeria. So these are the 4 reasons the GCMS note came. I mean, it was more elaborate than this, but just like the summary of the reasons why it was refused. These are 4 serious reasons. So I told them that we have to address these concerns of the officer. We have to work on it and make, you know, things look better. That was in October of 2021. They paid to retain me. I sent them the document checklist of what I would need to represent them. And, you know, there was back and forth, give me this, give me that. And at the point, I think in December or so, they had to like summon me. Like, hello, madam, you're taking a long time to submit this thing for us. You have to submit this as soon as possible. Like, we on the Zoom call that day. The man was saying, oh, it's taking a long that they've been apart for a long time. They just got married before she came, that they barely lived together. Like, I told them that I understand your pain, your frustration, you're newlywed, you just got married, you've been apart for a while. I understand that part. But it's better we submit a formidable application a bit later than rushing to submit and getting refused again. And the truth is, the more refusal you have, the harder it is for you to get an approval. It's not impossible to get approved again, but you have to do like double the work. So the best thing I always tell people, put your best foot forward. Don't rush. Address these concerns first. I told them, give me this, give me that. Hello, madam, you're taking a long time for us to do this thing. What is happening? I told them, I will not submit this until I've seen that you have what it takes to submit it. So we got to work. And we didn't submit until January. I think the first week in January was when I submitted for them. From October to January, that's about 3 months. And May, about 3 weeks ago, I got an update from RCIC that you should go and do his medicals. Once you get a request to go do medicals, you are almost good to go. Though not everybody passes medical, so it's not like you should start jubilating that, oh, you've been approved. No, but it's a good sign that your applicant is likely to be approved. So once you get a medical request to go and do your medicals, is almost as good as saying you've been approved to a very high extent, except if you fail your medical or if the officer says something later in the application. That happens. You may even pass medical, maybe something happens and they say that, okay, this person doesn't even really, is not even eligible, it does not even merit this. You understand? So once you meet medicals, once you pass medicals, you're good to go. So you got his medical request about 3 weeks ago to go, and I was really, really happy, but I knew that it was a good sign. I was now praying that, God, please let him pass his medicals. And today, Saturday, 27th of May, I got an update from IRCC on a Saturday. I don't work on Saturdays, but I got an update from them that he should send his passport. I was so happy, guys. These people have been apart for 2 years. They got married in 2021. This is 2 years after. So I feel like their pain, the frustration, like having to be apart as newlywed for 2 years, that's not a joke. So I've called the husband and I've called the wife, and they were so happy. Like I could feel the excitement, the joy. I'm so happy about that. So that's what I thought to share in this video, that the fact that you're espoused to a foreign student in Canada does not mean you get approved. You have to submit a formidable application. It's very important. Your visa is not automatic. You have to merit it. You have to fulfill all the requirements before you can get a visa approved. So I just thought to share that with you today and let you know that. I wish you all the best in your visa applications. I pray that all your Canadian dreams come true if you have any, and I pray that everything works out well for you. I'm so happy for this, my clients. I'm really happy about that. The lady is just a very sweet lady. Like I knew her first before the man, right? Very wonderful lady. So we submitted the application on the 5th of January 2023, and on the 4th of May IRCC asked for the medicals to be done, and 27th today it was approved. So likely if you had done upfront medicals, so probably they've been approved on that 4th as well. So I always recommend my clients to do upfront medicals if they can, but not everybody agrees to do it. So if you don't do it, they now request for it later. Hello.
Yes, hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Sherifat from Tulips.
Oh, okay, good evening, ma.
Good evening. How are you today?
I'm doing very great.
Were you sleeping? I hope I did not wake you up.
No.
Okay.
I'm just sorting out something in the house.
Okay, all right. So you went for your medical the other day, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I got an update from IRCC for your application today.
Okay.
And your work permit has been approved.
Thank you, Jesus. My heart is beating really fast right now. I can't even know what to say.
I can imagine. Congratulations.
God is great. God is great. God is great. God is great.
He is.
Please, have you informed about this?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just going to call her now. Thank you so much, ma.
You're welcome. Congratulations. I'll send you the passport request letter to go get your passport stamped with the visa, okay?
All right, I'll do that.
All right, congratulations. And I look forward to welcoming you to Canada by God's grace. You're welcome. I know it's been hard for you guys being newly married, being apart for so long.
No. It's been very tough.
I can imagine.
It's been very tough.
I can imagine.
It's been very tough.
I can imagine. The wait is over, and by God's grace you reunite, in peace and love, and you continue your life together in Canada.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
But I'll send you the email.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Right.
Thank you too. Take care. Have a good night. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, and you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
That's my client. That's the husband. So I'll wait for him to call his wife himself. Then I'll call the wife later, because honestly, it's the wife that got in contact with me.
Hello, ma.
Hello, how are you? Hello.
Fine, thank you, ma. I can hear you, ma.
How are you? How have you been?
I'm very well, thank you, ma. How are you doing, ma?
I'm very well, thank you. Okay, so I was asking if your husband called you anytime from now, like some minutes ago.
He sent me a message now, but I was in a meeting. Then I got your call.
Oh, I see. Okay, I wanted him to call you, but that's fine. So I've gotten through to you now. So I know you went for his medical the other day, right?
Yes.
So I got an update from IRCC about his application.
Yes. Oh, wow. Ma, what is the response? Hey.
It's been approved.
Yes. Allah Akbar. Oh, God.
Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Oh.
Thank you. God, after 2 years, God,
Wow,
alhamdulillah.
2 years. Oh.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Ma. God, I thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ma.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much, Ma. Let me call you right away, Ma.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I'll send you the email for the passport request, okay?
All right.
Congratulations. So I know how hard it's been for you to be apart from your husband for 2 years.
2 years, God. Oh, God, I thank you. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll talk to you later, okay? Take care of yourself, okay?
All right, Ma.
All right, dear. Bye. Good night. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. I rejoice with them too, because being apart as a newlywed for 2 years, that's something. Honestly, that's something. That's something. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I'm so grateful to God for this couple. Ayala, I thank you. So that's the end of my video. I hope you learned a thing or two. And besides being a spouse, you have to meet other requirements. So in this man's case now, we have to address this. Having no travel history is not a good reason to refuse your visa. But the truth is, when this visa officer sees 1 or 2 reasons, they're not gonna look for more reasons and pack in your application for you. But once you meet the main thing, in this case now, so the issue of having no travel history, having a family tie in Canada can be addressed. I have a way to address that when I get to that for my clients who have been refused, who come to me and say, I've been refused for this. I'm like, don't worry about that. The one that we should address now is the funding part. So the issue of funding is quite critical. So that one I don't dilly-dally. You have to get your funding tight and right. So if that is fine, so what we had to do was now look for proof of establishment in his country. And the good part of this was that I applied for work permit for him, not even visit, and it was approved. See, when he applied for visit, it was not approved. It was told that he will not go back to his country because he did not have all of these things. And then now we applied for work permits, and it was approved, to the glory of God. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you learned a thing or two, thank you. Please subscribe to my channel if you are yet to. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Bye and take care. Bye.